Hey, what's happening? Come on the Silverstein bus. What's up? I'm Josh. I play guitar in a band called Silverstein, and welcome to our bus. This is our home when we are out on the road. Spend a lot of time on here. Probably more time than we should. More time than I'd like to, but it's where we live, you know? It's home. Come on in the front lounge here. Well, look, it's Shane, our singer. Imagine finding him on the Silverstein bus.
We're just rolling dice. One of our pastimes. We never ever gamble or put any money on the dice though. It's strictly for fun. You gotta use a little cardboard box just to make it extra ghetto. That's how we roll, literally.
And you can see spread out around Shane and our friend Paul here, a whole bunch of food. This is what we call our rider. Every day we get some food delivered to the bus. It varies. Sometimes it's just chips and salsa, peanut butter and bread. But today we got real lucky. We got a veggie platter there, so that's good. That keeps us healthy. You gotta stay healthy while you're out on the road. This looks like a pretty big bus, but there's a lot of people on it. And being so close elbow to elbow with everybody, you get sick pretty often, so you gotta eat your veg.
This is kind of weird, but I really like green olives. And I buy jars of them. And we write our name on all our food because we need to differentiate the food we get for free that's for everybody and then our own food that we buy.
There's a little saying that goes along with that. If you're in doubt as to whether or not it's free for all or if it's somebody else's, you check to see the name, and if there's no name, it's fair game. You'll notice we have a fair little bit of room in here. And that's because this particular bus has a slide out. This whole wall here, when we're parked, actually pushes out to increase the space in the front lounge here so that we can, you know, work out and play tag and mini stick hockey. We don't really do any of those. Nice big screen TV here. That's important. We spend a lot of time watching that. You just plop down on the couch and watch TV. We get satellite. I actually get more channels on tour than I do at home, which is kind of interesting. So I do most of my TV watching on tour. Some big coffee drinkers. I'm not one of them, but man, do some people really like their coffee on this bus. And you'll notice we'll have many different types of coffee at any given time, because you can't settle for just one. You gotta mix it up. You gotta different coffees. There's a microwave over here, so you can heat up stuff and eat it hot. We've got a fridge, pretty decent sized fridge on this bus. That's rare, but even with a fridge this big, we end up fighting over the space because we do have some particular eating habits. A lot of vegetarians on the bus, and then a few meat eaters that hate vegetables. So we try and cover the bases there. If you take a look in there, you'll see lots of vegetarian stuff, and then the occasional meaty thing.
No.
If you do end up on a tour bus, ever, one thing you need to know is if you use the toilet, it's #1 only. Liquids, no solids. You can't even put toilet paper down there, or else the band gets charged a fee to clean that out. Take a look in here. It's kind of like any bathroom, but smaller. There's a toilet, and a little sink, and toilet paper, but you can't put that in the toilet, so I don't even really know why we have it. Yeah, no pooping, no pooping. Yeah, I guess you may have noticed we have a couple pairs of shoes around the bus. There's some here, some in the drawers under these benches. There's some in a rack over on the door there. We have a lot of feet between us, and we like to cover those with shoes. And when it's wet outside, like it is currently with the snow and all that, you come on the bus, and if you're walking around with your shoes on, you're gonna get the carpet wet. And then people that don't have their shoes on are gonna get wet socks. So I actually have 2 pairs of shoes, one for outside, one for inside. It's kind of crazy, but I don't like wet socks. And I don't like making people's socks wet by leaving my wet shoes on. So that's the compromise that I've come up with. This little area right here, I like to call the beverage center.
Dude, let me get one of these.
You gonna grab one? Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Ice
He'll
Mountain.
demonstrate, yeah.
I like Ice Mountain. It's pretty good, you know? It's no Fiji, but it'll do.
We got a little ice box here too, which I'm sure we can keep the waters nice and cool in, but generally we just drink it room temperature and throw adult sodas in there, and oh, there goes one now. If you look up here while we're looking this way, this is a world I don't venture into very often. This is where the driver goes. You know, hangs out down here and I don't know, drives it. You know, sits here and holds this big wheel and turns it back and forth. All right, now we're gonna head towards the back of the bus. It's a little bit of a mess. To be honest, there's some coat hooks back there that are pretty ill-placed. They ended up right in the middle of the hallway, and when you hang up your coat, it blocks the whole hallway off. And basically turns it into a big closet. So we've taken to calling it Narnia back there. And yeah, you never know what's gonna happen when you venture into Narnia. All right, come on. Here we go. You can see the closet effect that I was speaking of here. There's coats hung up, and it's impossible to pass through this hallway without running through them. Let's go to Narnia. Oh, we're in Narnia. Look at this wonderful winter wonderland. Where's the lion, the witch? Well, we know where the wardrobe was. We just came through it. Ha, ha. I'm just kidding. There's no parallel universe or anything like that behind the coats in our little Narnia closet there. But what there is some bunks and a back lounge. And yeah, there's 12 of these bunks, and they're all full of dudes most of the time. Sleeping, napping, maybe just sitting on your computer with it on your belly, watching TV or something. Yeah, they're decent size. They're big enough to sleep in fairly comfortably, but not so big that you feel like you're at home. And many times people have made the mistake of trying to sit up in the middle of the night and bumping their heads. Let me just show you how small they are. I'm gonna jump in here, take my shoes off because this isn't my bunk. So yeah, I can lie down in here, but I can't really sit up. Well, I can kind of sit up, but it would be easy to bump your head. I'll jump out of here, and I'll take you back to the back lounge here. Let's see what's up back here. Oh, it's our friend Paul. Paul, can I turn some lights on? Look at that. He's sitting back here in the dark doing work. Very busy little guy, always taking care of business. Yeah, in the back lounge, another big TV with actually its whole own satellite, so if you don't want to watch what they're watching in the front, get your own channels back here. Choose whatever you want. And actually, this is what is on the TV most of the time, the Xbox. We got some pretty hardcore gamers in our camp, and they can be found back here pretty much all hours of the day or night, gaming away. Just shooting some Nazi zombies, shooting...
We don't do that anymore.
No more Nazi zombies?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's more just the modern warfares and the black operations and the spec operations.
There you go. And like any good Canadian, some hockey.
NHL 11.
Little NHL 11. Yeah, really not a very big lounge, but enough to sit and play some video games. This is the only reason I really come back here is this drawer, which I have put my show clothes in. I don't really know what else to do with them. When I walk off stage, I'm real sweaty. My clothes are sweaty and really, really wet. But there's no good place to hang them up to let them dry that isn't right in everyone else's face. So I just tuck them in a drawer here, and they kind of don't dry very well. They are usually still a little damp when I put them on the next day to play again. But that's how I work it, because otherwise I'd go through too many clothes if I put on a fresh set of clothes for every show. I think throughout this maybe I've been a little too critical of the bus. I pointed out its pros and cons, but really the pros massively outweigh the cons. We toured in a van for a really long time, and I am really, really happy to not be in a van anymore. The bus is the only way to go. Yeah, so thanks for coming and checking out our sweet wheels here. Like I said, it's our home, and like any visit to anyone's home, we want you to feel welcome. But right about now, I gotta get ready to play. I gotta put those smelly show clothes on. Actually, could you give me a hand doing that? I just got them right in the drawer here, like I was showing you. They don't, oh, they're kind of wet still. Oh, and they don't smell good. Here, can you hold these for a second, please? Come on, just take the clothes. Take my clothes. Come on.